Hey, in this episode of Ask Aaron, I'm going to share with you how to tell a good agency from a bad one. As I talk to a lot of prospective clients, and frankly, some of the horror stories that I hear are just incredible. And it really brought home and made me think about, just recently, about the characteristics, I believe, of what make a really good agency, an agency that is going to partner up with a brand and really work together and achieve something pretty incredible, versus an agency or versus a brand that chooses an agency where that agency gets flipped and changed every 6 months and they never really find someone that really kind of works together and drives them forward, which is what most brands ultimately want. And so I've kind of got in my mind a few of the characteristics, I guess, and this will just serve some food for thought, hopefully, and hopefully you'll be able to watch this and think, yeah, our agency does do that, or no, it doesn't. And then actually you can use that to go and say, look, we want to see more of this. We want more of this from the agency that we, partner with. And this is true for whatever the agency discipline. It might be digital marketing, it could be creative or branding or video or photography, it doesn't really matter. These kind of agency characteristics, I believe, what make a really good agency. So what are they? Well, the biggest thing that I say to the team here is it's about how much an agency cares. Everyone that works at an agency should genuinely care about every single client that they work with. And that's really, it's part of the DNA, the philosophy of Evergreen, is we really have to care. And if the team don't care, then I'm the first one to really sort of clamp down on that. But I think there are some things sort of going a bit deeper than that really, I think, epitomize what makes a really good agency. So a really good agency is going to want to get to know you, your people, your team, and obviously your product. They're going to really want to get to know you, who you are as people, who the brand is, what you stand for, what your USP is, why you're in business, they're going to want to understand the history and really get to know you on a human level. And I think that's really key. For all of our clients, we really get to know them, and it just makes the relationship, the partnership, so much more fruitful, because we can genuinely just pick up the phone or send them a WhatsApp message, or we've got that relationship that just makes everything just so much better. It's so good. So they're going to want to get to know you as people. They're going to really want to get to know your product. They're also going to want to know, a good agency is going to want to know who else is involved. Who are the other moving players? So in our perspective, we're coming on as the digital marketing agency, right? Who is the dev agency? Who's the PR agency? Who's the social media agency? We're going to want to know who else is involved and get to know them and simply build a relationship with them, because it's hard for any one facet of marketing or creative to work in isolation. You need to be working in tandem, in parallel with all of the other moving parties. And more often than not, when we're brought onto an account, there is someone already in place doing X and doing Y. And so we have to get to know them, and we want to get to know them and build a relationship and a rapport with them. Another thing, from the very, very outset, a really good agency will want to get access to your data. Prior to working together, they will want to get to know you, your product, your brand. They will want to understand the data. They will want to understand the history of the brand, what's happened before. They will want to get into your ad accounts and into your analytics and look at all of that stuff, and they're going to want to ask you a lot of questions. If they're not asking you lots of questions, they're not wanting access to your data and not challenging you on what and why and how, then are they really a good agency that's going to really care and buy into your brand and your ethos and where you want to go and how you want to get there? They're going to want to see the product. They are going to want to see and touch and feel, if possible, it's not always possible, but if possible, see and touch the product and just really be able to, okay, this is the thing. This is what we've got to market, because that's just so important. It's something we really advocate for. And equally, if you can't touch and feel the product because it can't be sent to you, then a good agency is going to want to make the effort to go and physically go to your stores, go and meet the team, go and see the product in situ, whatever it might be. Again, we make a point of doing that for every brand that we work with. As soon as we possibly can, we go to them. We want to see the product in store being sold to real customers. It's just so powerful. A good agency is also going to want to work with you to really understand the commercial goals. So the business goals, where is the brand headed? Forget the marketing side or the this, that, and the other, but commercially, what is the vision? What's the 5-10 year plan for this brand? And really want to go and understand that at quite a granular level, because by understanding where a brand is headed, it enables whatever element of marketing to just work so much better, because you truly get who they are, what they're doing, why they're doing it, and where they're headed. And that's really important. That's something that we do. We really want to get under the commercials and understand where a business, what success looks like for that brand. Equally, setting clear timelines. A good agency will want to set timelines and have clear KPIs within that. An average agency or a bad agency won't. They will want it to deliberately be quite woolly when it comes to having, very clear, right, this is the timeline of when we need to hit X or Y. These are the KPIs, etc. Equally, a good agency is going to want to have regular catch-ups, ideally in person. They're going to want to make the effort. They're going to want to bring everyone involved together, because you just cannot be physically getting people in the same room, thrashing ideas around. It's just so powerful, and a good agency will want to do that. Equally, a good agency is going to want to work with you to set up reports and dashboards in a way that really showcases and really sort of aligns how you as the brand want to interpret the data. So do you want it very granular and detailed, or do you just want a top line? An agency is going to want to understand what you need to see and how you need to see it and how you need to report it to the board or to whoever's involved, and is going to want to work with you to essentially help you to look good in front of your boss or whoever you're accountable to. And a good agency is really going to understand that and want to work with you to go, my job is to make you look good, because then you look good in front of you. And it's kind of that, and I think a good agency will really get that. A bad agency, I say bad, it's a bad agency is just going to have a cookie cutter approach to, well, this is our monthly report and this is what you get. And what you don't want to be is the brand on the other end, and they're going, great, I've got this thing, I don't really get it, it doesn't really help me, and you go off and do your own reports. And I see a lot of brand managers, e-com managers, marketing managers, heads of marketing doing exactly that. Hence, I can sort of recognize it and share it with you on this video. A good agency is going to want to be involved when it comes to new ideas, innovation. What else is happening in the brand? What other new ideas, new products, new categories, new lines are we exploring? New things we're going to want to. We had a meeting literally the other week where a client came in and they were in here for 4 hours in our boardroom, and we were just going through, and it was just them talking for about 3 hours, telling us all the things that they are planning to do over the next 12 months as a brand, as a business. They're exploring this, they're adding this, they're doing this, they're looking into adding this, that, and the other. We're sitting there absorbing, it was about half a dozen of our team just absorbing all of that information, because that is how we're able to do a better job with the marketing, is we really understand what is getting these guys excited and where they're taking their business, so that we can understand how we can weave that into the marketing and really take it forward. So really understanding the new products, new ideas, new innovations, brilliant. A good agency is going to want to be a sounding board, right? As a brand, you're going to have ideas, you're going to be thinking of things. A good agency is going to want to be that sounding board, so you can just chuck ideas back and forth. Some will go somewhere, some won't, but they're going to want to go, well, we're not ready, we're a million miles off being able to market this yet, but hey, you've got an idea, let's chat it through, let's shoot the breeze, let's just discuss it and see what might come of this. They're going to want to do that. We actively encourage our clients to just use us as a sounding board. You got something you want to share? Let's just get it, get it around the table. Let's get on a whiteboard. Let's just draw it out and see what comes of that. A good agency is going to want to be talking months in advance, or planning, should I say, months in advance. So we work on 6 months, we build 6 monthly strategies for our clients. We find that's really useful, because 6 months gives it's a good amount of time to really get into, you plan your strategy once for 6 months, then you do 6 months of hard graft, really in execution mode, and that's really productive. So we're always thinking at least 6 months ahead for all of our clients, and a good agency is going to want to be working with you, saying, right, well, what does next summer look like, next winter look like, what are we planning for the following year? That is just really good proactive marketing, rather than just living in the here and now. Don't get me wrong, there are some of the team that need to be just doing day to day, but there should be someone on the agency side, or 2 or 3 people on the inside, that's really working with you and going, well, what does next year look like? What are the growth plans? What is the trajectory? Where are we going? And I think, to summarize all of this, the key thing I think that all of those points kind of get across is that a good agency is going to want to be a partner to the brand, not a supplier. And all too often, I think agencies, they have lots of clients that it becomes a bit cookie cutter, and it becomes a bit of a supplier arrangement of you invest in X and you get Y out, whether or not that is aligned to your commercial goals, whether or not we're being as proactive as we could be. Whether or not it's really serving everything that you as a brand need, we don't really, we haven't necessarily got the time to do all of that. And actually it's, so it's more of a supplier arrangement. You put X in, you get Y out. Whereas for me, a really good agency is one where you work very closely together and you are a partner to that business. You literally feel like you're sat at the other end of the office and you've got the one-to-one human relationship and you're proactive. And above all else, something I reiterate to all of my team all the time is you've got to genuinely care, and your agency should treat your brand as if it is their own brand. If they do that, you will very likely have a fantastic relationship where you will have longevity and you can go on a journey together and be hugely successful. And lots of our clients fall into exactly that category. And equally, there are so many amazing agencies out there that do an incredible job of this. And if you have got an agency like that, then I'm chuffed to bits for you. But if you haven't, and if you are a brand that is jumping from agency to agency, as I know happens a lot, if that is you, then when you are next thinking about an agency or whatever, then just think to yourself, what are the characteristics of a really good agency versus one that maybe you've had in the past? And hopefully within those points, it's just giving you one or two things to sort of just think and ask those questions when you're thinking about another agency. Hope it's given you some food for thought. If you do have any other questions, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our e-commerce hub on our website. Loads of great content and videos going up there. We're creating more all the time. Hope you found this useful, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much. Take care.